Greetings and welcome to another episode of Ballchat Podcast. I am one of your hosts, one of the three hosts on the show, and I would say I am the most faithful host to a team. My name is Junior. You're tuned to another episode of Ballchat Podcast. I've live with me right now my sister in football and in life, but we are war sometime. Come on, what's going on, Miss Top of the Table?
Lord of mercy, happy Sunday. That's all I can say.
Right? I start calling you Blondie. You just show up. You just show up in a Chelsea jersey. What?
I'm a Georgina look. I'm a Georgina look for Halloween.
Well, trick or treat. That hey, this impromptu, but happy Halloween to all those who support Halloween. We're not get into that, but for the kids, they will go out there and get trick or treated and get candy and who going to be up all night because they keep picking them a sugar rush. Big up on yourself every time. Come on, happy Halloween to Chelsea. What trick or treat all of it, right?
It's a treat for us, never a trick.
So we start our show every week. We start our show with ballers and bugs. Ballers highlighted the best player of the week or the players that you want to give up big up to and say they are the treat of the week. I know Bugs is the trick of the week, the fool baller, the player that would not playing good. So come on, let's start with baller of the week. Who have as your ballers of the week?
I have a couple. As usual, I can't pick only one. So I have to give it to Reese. So Reese with a brace for Chelsea versus Newcastle. We started off slow, had me worried for a little bit, but then we decided to switch another gear and decided that we should take the game by the scruff of his neck. And I was especially impressed by Reese because he scored his first goal with his weaker foot. And it was a good goal too. I also have to give a shout out to Brighton. We never expected Brighton to hold the mighty Liverpool to a 2-2 draw. Granted, 3 goals were called back because of VAR. They were correct. VAR was correct in this instance. So Brighton really and truly surprised us with that tie with Liverpool. And I have to say, even though my goalkeeper, I think, is the best goalkeeper in the English Premier League, Ramsdale had an exceptional save. And we have to give it up to the goalkeepers when they actually help their team to secure a victory. And I think, as of right now, Ramsdale's save should be the save of the year. So it's Reese, Brighton, and Ramsdale for me, ballers of the week.
Well, my ball of the week, I have to give it to the big man himself, Mr. Cristiano Ronaldo, for a beautiful goal that he scored against Tottenham. Tottenham was lackluster. We're going to talk about that. Manchester United, we can talk about how they recovered or whatever. But I have to give it to Mr. Cristiano Ronaldo for that great goal. I don't care how old he wants to be. I don't care if he wants him last a step. That brother just knows how to score clinical goals. So big up Cristiano Ronaldo. We're going to talk about it too. I have to give it to the whole Napoli side. In a league of uncertainty in the Serie A, one certainty seems for sure is Napoli's consistent play. Top of the league right now. So I'm going to give it to Napoli as well. So those are my ballers. Cristiano Ronaldo and the complete Napoli side. Come on. We talk about the tricks. We talk about the treats in a Halloween special ballers and bugs. Who do you have as your tricks? You have the bugs of the week.
Aston Villa. Other teams lost. We could give it to Manchester City, but I hate when a team really goes down a man and we call him a bug. But Aston Villa was buggy before the record. It's 4 losses in a row, 19 goals conceded. I think Dean Smith and Aston Villa needs to go back and get some of the Grealish money so they can use it and buy a couple of defenders. I was also disappointed with Dean Smith. And yes, coaches have to come out and defend their team, win or lose. But I was really disappointed when he came out and he questioned the referee's decision in giving a red card. In fact, it should have been 2 red cards. Because if we realize the record was not given to the player who actually elbowed the West Ham player, is the one who stopped a goal scoring opportunity, which should have been a red, which was a red. But Dean Smith was upset because he thought it was not a red card, and he was upset with the one, not seeing that he was lucky to not have 9 men on the pitch. And Manchester City, how do you go out there and spend 100 million euros, not euros, pounds, on Mr. Short Ankle Socks? And you were so lackluster against a Palace. Palace, a Vieira's Palace, a Zaha's Palace beat Pep's millions of dollars worth of players. So they have to get a bug. And Norwich City is a championship side. I say it all the time. If they go back to when they go back to the championship and they do win the championship, they should just say to the Premier League, listen, don't give us the spot. Give it to somebody else who deserves it, because Norwich just absolutely sucks.
See, that is what you call an infestation. You see, my big up Napoli at the start of the show, right? As my baller. But when you looked at the serial race last year, Juventus and Inter Milan, we could say they were neck and neck running for the title, right? I was sitting here saying Juventus is going to make a run for it. They're going to make a charge. Look at this year. AC Milan is playing good football. Is second in the league right now. Inter Milan, they're third, right? But it's a big drop-off in my opinion. I'm going to give it to Inter Milan. But Juventus, gonna lose one baller, and you drop that far in the league? Is Cristiano Ronaldo that great? Or is Juventus definitely the tricks of football? And I also have to give it to Tottenham. Now, we see what Liverpool did to Man U last week. And for Tottenham to come out and play against Manchester United and to produce that ineptitude of football. Harry Kane, I used to say King Kane. Him don't even look like a jester right now. Harry Kane look like somebody would deserve for the pan. Game of Thrones. And go walk with the White Walker them. We watch Game of Thrones, don't matter talk about. He looks a shell of his former self. He looks like a zombie on the field. So Tottenham definitely. We give it to Inter Milan because I expected more from Inter. I know you lost Lukaku. I know you made a lot of changes to the roster. But you don't win the title and come back the next year and look so inept. And also Juventus, my big bug of the week. Definitely have to give it to Juventus. Any honorary mentions? Come on.
Yes, Spurs. Every week we talk about Nuno. What possessed Nuno to take this work? What is it? I mean, like, it's like this one, like, they have restless and sleepless nights. It's just Tottenham is just terrible. And I think they're disappointing. And I think the only way Tottenham will go out there and spend some money, change up the squad, get a good coach, is if they are in trouble of being relegated. I think they're too comfy and they do the comfy things. So I have to throw Spurs in there as well. That they definitely are bugs of this week.
So people, keep the ballers and bugs coming, keep the ballers and bugs flowing in. Let's go to our football roundup. We were struggling to figure out what would be the game of the week. Come on. We had so many great potential games this week. In my opinion, that Aston Villa West Ham game could have been the game of the week. And in our pre-show, you said that, no, we can't talk about it because of the red card, right? But which game stood out to you the most this week? Like not to say more surprising. I know we're going to talk about the Liverpool game. Is Liverpool one of your most standout games this week?
They're one off because remember, we don't rate Brighton. When we talk about, and even though Brighton is in 7th place, right? We just think it's early warm. we never think that Brighton is one of those teams that can give with the big five a run for the money. And they actually did. After Liverpool scored the goals, we thought it was done and buried. But they were very resilient. And I think we have to give them a shout out. It was and let us be fair too. It wasn't boring football.
Right.
No, none of the teams kind of sat back and none of the teams sat back and defended or part the bus or whatever. It was an enjoyable game. It was even more exciting and entertaining when they introduced VAR, and VAR took back the goals and everybody celebrated. It was like, oh, did Brighton win? Did Liverpool win? Only for it to be, a 2-2 draw. So I think it was one of those games that we could actually say was one of the most exciting games in the English Premier League this week.
But you know what, though, in my opinion, I think last week's mauling that we spent so much time talking about on the show, talking about the Man U Liverpool game. I think that game affected 2 games this week. I think that game affected Manchester United stepping out against Tottenham, but I also think it affected Liverpool. For the first time in a while that I can sit down and say, I see a collapsed team. I see a Liverpool underestimating their opponent, playing down to the level of their opponent, possibly.
I don't think play down to the level. I think there's this thing that we are saying that footballers aren't supposed to be tired,
right,
mentally and physically, because they're rested, they get days off, they only train maybe 3 days of the week. But I think that Manchester United game was taxing on Liverpool. Not to say it wasn't taxing on Man United, but I think it lit a fire underneath Manchester United. So you're right. 2 different scenarios came from the game last week. Was that Ole needed a win. Manchester United needed to rebound from that embarrassment. And you're right. You're probably right to where Liverpool was like, oh, it's only Brighton. We don't need to go 100%, maybe 80%. But I think as the game grew and Liverpool realized that, it looked like we make a mistake, they kind of stepped up the game. So the game kind of got a little bit more intense. But I do think that last week affected both teams. And one was positive and one was maybe negative on the side. And the positive one was Manchester United. 2 strikers. I mean, like, it was just, hey, Ole at the wheel.
Yeah, but to switch back to Liverpool, though, chances are Brighton never want to collect a 5 bag.
I mean, yeah, but you see, no team should go to somebody's place or play somebody expecting a bag up. And I get it. People say, oh, the quality is poor. I understand. Or whatever. You get paid to play football to the best of your ability, and you are supposed to represent the club and the fans who pay all this money to come watch you. So when I Norwich go out there and get an 8, it is embarrassing. When Man U go out there and get the mauling, I mean, it was total embarrassment. You can hear the fans booing. And for Norwich, I think they have to taper their expectations. We know that Norwich is not a top 10 side. But to only have 2 points out of 10 games, I think it is embarrassing. And the fact that the board says they're going to stand by the coach is like, okay, I just think we're not just as an experiment. You know what I say?
Yeah.
So I think it is rough.
Yeah, to big up to El Pistolero. El Pistolero said Liverpool midfielders were just injured and we have the bench on the field except the captain. Nothing more than that. El Pistolero, I completely agree with that argument if it was not Liverpool. For the last couple of years, Liverpool has shown they have the capability of overriding adversity. We have seen Liverpool when VVD is injured and Matip is injured and they're playing with 2 midfielders as centre backs, and me come on this show and say, oh, Liverpool dead now. They're going to fight for relegation, blah, 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 and they still finish in the top 3. So I love the argument. I love the argument, El Pistolero. I rate the argument, but I have to say, if it wasn't Liverpool, I would agree. But because of Liverpool's pedigree, maybe Liverpool spoiled me. I don't know about you, come on, but I think Liverpool spoiled me still.
We expect nothing but great things from Liverpool every time they step on the pitch, except when they're playing our team still. And I was talking to a Liverpool fan, not the husband, and we were talking about Liverpool needing to freshen up their team. You can't use the same players, week in, week out for all these different competitions, and then you're thinking about injury. So I think Liverpool need to go out there and get people. The Liverpool fans are saying that their owners are not going to spend any money. So it's going to be interesting, the second half of the Premier League, how Liverpool intends to continue in the title race. And I also wanted to talk about Rafinha from Leeds. Good little baller, good little player. And I think he's not going to be at Leeds much longer. And I think if Liverpool is looking for a creative player to add to their squad, I think Rafinha is a player that club should look at.
Rafinha is a name that is constantly called up in many circles. I like the Rafinha call, but I think Liverpool's next big baller plays for Leeds, but it's not Rafinha. I really think they're going to make a strong run at Kevin Phillips.
Phillips, what name?
Yeah, I really think they're going to make a strong
run. They can't
run.
afford him. Liverpool is not going to spend no big money. They're not going to spend any money. They'll have to get rid of somebody. And there's nobody on the team that's really valuable that wants to leave. If they get rid of Milner, what am I get for Milner? A cheeseburger and a milkshake. They won't get anything. So I think Leeds will put a big price on what's his name? Kelvin Phillips. What's his name? The Leeds guy. With the ear.
Kelvin Phillips. Kelvin Phillips. Kelvin Phillips. Kelvin Phillips, right?
Yeah. Kelvin Phillips, right. So I think Liverpool can look within the league and find somebody that's reasonable and can be a good addition to their team.
But speaking about good addition and spending money, we can't talk about spending money without talking about the blue side. That annoying, dirty blue side where we just love to hate. Chelsea.
I thought it was City. What?
City I do the blue. But that side, Chelsea. Do you see, and I'm sorry, I wish Benton was here because we could have some unbiased opinion. But let me ask you, come on. Can Chelsea be stopped?
No. And guess what? You know me I want for cuss my side. Cause last time I go one party and a Manchester United fan said to me, you're not supposed to cuss your side. It was your side is a well-run machine. No strikers really, and you demolish that team. We had 80%, it's only Newcastle still, but we had 80% possession. We had 19-6 shots. We had 6-1 shots on target. We had 90% pass accuracy to 62 without the name brand and the big name strikers. Our defense tightened up. I hear Paul Scholes Cosbo with backline. Our backline was solid. One time, Newcastle really breached our defense. And if you even breach our defense, we'll have one of the best goalkeepers in the English Premier League. So I think if TT continues to rotate the players, I think he'll find that there's some players out there that will put their life on the line to play for Chelsea. And you see, what's his name? Oh my God, where young man name?
Reece James.
What name? The tall one name?
Reece James.
No, oh my gosh.
You see how strong.
Loftus-Cheek. No. Loftus-Cheek.
Yeah.
You saw where Loftus-Cheek was not a big part of TT's plan, but he was slotted in and he actually acquitted himself really well. So we have the players out there. Even listen, you know how me feel about Ross Barkley. And even Ross Barkley decided to put his life on the line. And Chelsea is showing why they're one of the best teams, if not offensively, defensively. And our midfield is just as good. So you can pick any area on the pitch for Chelsea and it is covered, not by only one player, but there's also a player of maybe same quality on the bench that can slot in and fill that role. So Chelsea is well covered. They're being, coached by a good coach, and you can see where he's a player coach and the players want to play for him. So, and plus him have the Russian, because the Russian can't travel to England now. Some of the Russian are breathe down his neck. And he knows how it is. The Russian don't care. Win a trophy for me this year, you lose 2 games after the trophy, chop, you're gone. So I think Chelsea is in a good position, but we really can't, afford to kind of not drop the soap, but, lag. No, we can't afford to slip up.
Speaking about slip up and cannot afford, using the word afford, the other blue side, Manchester City. Come on, what is going on at Manchester City?
The players that Mr. Van play for Pep. And I don't know if Pep is doing it on purpose to say, see, I want a number 9. I do not know. It was very disappointing to see, and even when they went down to with a red card, you thought that they would find a way to come back against a Palace that is not really considered a good Palace side. When you talk about Palace, you talk about Zaha. It's 11 men on the pitch. So you would think that with the quality and the amount of money that Manchester City spend, that they would have found a way to come back. But it wasn't. They were not good on the day. Palace was the better side on the day, and that is very bad to say when it comes to Pep's side. So I don't know if the players are not playing for Pep. I don't know if Pep is intentionally doing it to say, I need you to open the kitty again and get me that true number 9.
I you know how me stay as a conspiracy theorist, right? I am going to say a topic that we're about to talk about in a couple of minutes after we talk about Arsenal. I think Pep have him eyes somewhere else, some Catalan location. I don't know. We still talk about that. But Arsenal, come on. Remember, I said it early. Look out for Arsenal. Come on. Are you looking out for Arsenal or you just don't care right now?
I am looking out for Arsenal. I am looking out for Arsenal because they found a way to beat a Leicester City, even though Arsenal has 35% possession. Yes, possession don't play football, but it tells a story, right? So they were beaten in every category, but they still found a way to win. Is this a resurgence of Arsenal? Arsenal now is looking good. Are they level on points with the title contenders, the red side?
We'll soon look at the table. Come on, I don't know if they are I don't know if they're on par with Liverpool. I must that red side you're talking
about. So Arsenal is actually in 6th place on 17 points, level on points with Manchester United. They are. So you have to, because at one point they were in the relegation zone. We were laughing at them, we were laughing at them. So, all right, me and Benton did a laugh at them, and not for the other people did a laugh at them. You never laugh because your side did have a little bit of issues to jinx your side. But we have to look out for Arsenal because they have improved.
Right. Definitely. It was early days. I think Arteta seems to be righting the ship. But I think Arsenal is still one injury away. And I'm not calling injury or anything, but injuries do happen. Every team go through their highs and lows. I think Arsenal is a party bad step away from going back to where they were. So
You mean Glassman? What is it? How many games do Arsenal with? 5 unbeaten?
I think so. I think so. I think so. I
Hmm.
think so. I think.
Well, hey.
Hey, it's still early days and anything can happen. Let me talk about your side now. Come on, and the one Mr. Ronald Koeman. Barcelona made a big move this week. A big move in firing Ronald Koeman. I'm going to leave the floor open to you, come on, as the resident Barcelona supporter. What do you have to say about this?
Listen, I don't know if Coleman is the issue because yesterday Barcelona drew 1-1, right? One could be beside. So now we have to talk about, is it the personnel? Memphis is being touted as this good player. I don't know about that. Coutinho is being, reintegrated into the fold. I don't know if he's going to make a difference. Do you know when I know that Barcelona eat that side? When they brought in Prince Boateng, when they brought in old washed up Vidal, remember, Barcelona have one of the most acclaimed academies, right?
Right.
And you go there and you bring up these washed up players, you pay all this money when you know you don't have no money. And then when I know that Barcelona is a real dibby eater side too, they brought in a Brathwaite and gave him the coveted number 9. Then Ominosa Barcelona is real doo-doo. They let go the best player in the world for free. So on earth now, we must think to Barcelona big side. What they're saying is that they're rebuilding. Who you going to rebuild with all these old men? Piqué and Busquets were supposed to be let out to pasta along with Messi. And if you're talking about rebuilding, you have to think about using the players from the academy and then looking at young players who can, play the Barcelona way, the philosophy. You can't just bring in all these old men and just throw them in there. Memphis is not, to me, he's a good enough player, but he's not a Barcelona kind of player. Same thing with Coutinho. I do not think that Coutinho is also a Barcelona kind of player. So if you're going to change the coach and still have the same personnel, that you can't get the production on the pitch because there's no way on earth PK is supposed to be, even though he's playing for free,
right?
Because it's free PK playing.
Right.
You can't win a title by doing the same craziness. So you're going to change the coach, have the same players, and then see, I hope that Xavi is the one that they get to come to Barcelona because at least he knows the system inside out. He knows the Barcelona way. And then maybe he can implement his style of play. But Barcelona is not winning any title for the next 2 to 3 years because they're rebuilding.
We'll have to send special prayers, shout out to Mr. Kun Aguero. I really like he suffered I don't want to call it a heart attack, but chest pains and he's cardiac distress and he's under evaluation. Last I checked, he's under evaluation. So prayers out to Kun. Hopefully he can come back on the field. I really hope he comes back strong and healthy and ride over this situation so we can make good jokes about this, but we can't do it right now in good faith. So Kun Aguero, please get healthy and come back on the field. You brought up Xavi.
And that's why I never call him name too. Cause my next one too. Where got Barcelona go to? Anyways.
There's so many jokes we could draw and we cannot do it until he is declared healthy.
Don't forget better for my costume.
But when he get healthy, you go cuss him and I go draw some jokes. But could Aguero get healthy soon? Xavi Hernandez, you brought up the name, come on. Now, we talk about retread coaches, and we talk about coaches. We see coaches like Brendan Rodgers at Liverpool, then he went overseas, come back now at Leicester. We see coaches like my boy at Real Madrid right now. Why is his name escaping? Carlo Ancelotti. We see Ancelotti, Italian superstar coach. then goes to Bundesliga, comes to England, goes to Spain, yada, yada, yada. Jose Mourinho. All of these retread coaches that we see and people talk about, but then we also see the quote-unquote club legends coming home. We saw Lampard experiment. We're in the middle of the Ole experiment. The Xavi experiment. Come on. As a Barcelona fan, tell other Barcelona fans out there that is looking at the book of Frank Lampard, looking at the book of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, why is Xavi going to be different?
I mean, he may not be different. I mean, he may be a dud, just like Lampard, but he may be a stud like Zidane. We don't know. But the thing I think is Barcelona prides themselves in having a Barcelona way, right? And Xavi embodies the Barcelona way. Even Cazorla came out and said Xavi is the complete embodiment of Barcelona style of play. And that's what Barcelona, whatever them have a special style of play. He may be good, he may not. But how we're going to know if the man don't get an opportunity? If you can give Coleman an opportunity, thank you. Listen, them can't go no further than spot them, they know. Them the rock bottom. So the only way to go is up. If you bring him in and him not you fire him just like every other coach.
Really? That's what you would do to the club legend. Okay.
But Chelsea did it to Lampard. So it's a business, Junior. It's a business. And me and you say Barcelona can't afford to be bleeding any more cash. They don't even have the money right now. Them probably have some IOUs that probably have passed out. So I think he'll be okay. I think he's one of those players where players will actually play for him. And when I know I would respect him if him come in and get rid of Busquets and get rid of PK.
So you would say get rid of Busquets and PK. So you're overlooking Coutinho, who wasn't a Xavi player. You're overlooking Braithwaite, who wasn't a Xavi player, and you got to his ex. He was there.
Yes, and that for sure. They mean business. First of all, Braithwaite is injured. We're not talking about him. Him over there, sir. Him over there, sir. Them have him. Them park him away from film contract to run out. I wouldn't toss Coutinho to the side because we have seen what Coutinho can do. But maybe if he gets the right coach and he's playing in the right position, maybe he can contribute to Barcelona, improving. But I would take Xavi serious and know that this man mean if him come in and chop him, the people them where him know. And then that this man knows the boy, he is business, it's not no friend thing.
Well, let's go through the chats real quick. Big up Benton. Benton saying ball of the week is Arsenal, bug of the week is Evans and Rogers. He just get the whole list up here. Prime Minister asks about the thoughts about Xavi arrival at Barca. Benton also said Coleman is fine. He will enjoy his 14 million payout from Barca. He also said that according to Dario Sport, he, as in Kun Aguero, has an irregular heartbeat. Mahmoud Jog saying, is Xavi a band-aid or is he the long-term fix? And Benton also saying, get rid of Coutinho, PK, Busquets, and Dembele. Yo, you boss.
Hey, we have forgot about Dembele. I'm not injured. I mean, it was glass, man. But I cut him too, because it was a waste of space. I mean, it's a good project. I don't know, he was a good project. Vinicius Junior gone far ahead of him. And it's like, you see the potential, but there's something, I don't know, Suarez talked about it, and people swept it under the rug, and maybe Dembele just don't want to play football. As to Jug's question, I think Xavi is a permanent solution. I think he's cheap. They know him, they love him, and Xavi as coach, I think, will fill stadiums. I think the Barcelona faithful will come out to support Xavi as the head coach. So I think it's not a band-aid fix. I think he'll be okay.
Well,
I don't agree with Benton about Coutinho as I said. He's a young enough player with an upside. He's not a Bradway. He's a good enough player.
Well, Xavi are currently at Al Saad SC. If I'm seeing correctly, they've played 8 matches and they've won all 8. 24 points. Isn't that something?
What kind of league though? What kind of... All right, do not. Nobody say you only can play at Winford. All right. What kind of league?
You can only play who's in front of you, come on. And what if, and let's play the what if game. It's trick or treat. It's Halloween. What if Pep Guardiola get up and say, look, I want to take back the Barcelona job. Would you welcome back Pep Guardiola right now?
No. You went to Manchester City. You got all this money and you have not been successful with all this money. You coming to us, we broke and poor and hungry. What can you do for us? I wouldn't take Pep. I would take a Xavi. Young, fresh, new ideas, new philosophy. At least we don't even know his philosophy. We know Pep's philosophy. I would go with Xavi over Pep. Yes, Pep has been proven, but he has not been proven in the last couple of seasons to Manchester City. So I would take a Xavi over Pep.
People out there that in the chat right now, let us know, because I think Cameron is either eating some Halloween candy a little bit too early, a little bit spiked. If I was any Barcelona fan and Pep Guardiola says I want to come back, I will open the door, roll out the red carpet, and roll him back in. So let us know. Who do you think that Xavi Hernandez is a band-aid, or is he a permanent solution? Is he the best coach right now? Prime Minister is saying, what? Take an unproven Xavi over Pep? No, but a joke thing. I'm telling you, people, come on, is eating the Halloween candy.
I need fresh. Even Pep said 2 days ago that Pep said Xavi is ready to be the Barcelona coach. Pep says so.
Benton says, who? Coutinho, he is sticking up Barca. Xavi has more experience than when Pep got the Barca job. Xavi should make sure not to promote the nepotism, reward people on performance. Sound like another Xavi supporter there. People, this is what I do with Ballchat. Benton, come on and chat foolishness. Joggy said, Pep is positioning himself for the Spain national team job. I don't see him going back to club coaching after leaving City. I did not think about that. Come on.
You're probably right, because him looks stressed. Him looks stressed out. Hey, Junior, that's a good idea too. We're going to stick a pin in that. We're going to write it down. We're going to screenshot it, and we'll come back to that, because you may have a point. And if that happens, we need to send me the lotto number, the super lotto number, a Mega Million number, and the cash pot every day.
For real. No, seriously, because I never thought about that until Mr. Jug said that. I was so weird. Catalan coach, come back to Spain, can stick it to the Spain national team as a Catalan coach. It's very possible. But yeah, what though? Pep, if you're tired, you know, I normally go to my Death Row Records Suge Knight comment. Pep, if you're tired of coaching in England, tired of coaching club football teams, and we know you, Pep Guardiola love to coach a side with a good left winger. Don't it come on?
Yes.
Pep Guardiola love for coach a side with a good goalkeeper. Don't it come on?
Yes.
Pep Guardiola love for coach a side with a defender will have sense. Don't it come on?
Yes.
Pep Guardiola love for coach a side with a striker who can kick the ball hard. Don't it come on?
Yes.
Pep Guardiola look at midfielder for complain on one big on one side. Pep Guardiola, leave Europe. Don't go to Africa. Come to CONCACAF. Come to the sunny island of Jamaica. You're used to people money. You're used to take people money. Welcome to sunny Jamaica. We'll give you a left winger in Leon Bailey. We'll give you a big striker in Boza. We'll give you a wicked defender in Damian Lowe. We'll give you a wicked keeper in Blake. We'll still try to find a midfielder for you. You can probably turn Tyreek McGee into a world star footballer as we enter into yard ballers. Come on. Pep Guardiola
Hold on there. So what we're going to use on paper? Grass?
Come on.
Monopoly money?
Eh?
Monopoly money? What we're going to use on paper?
Well, let me tell you something. You see, it's in the U.S. justice system when they take down the mob and take down some big crime organization. What do they do?
Hey, yo, I almost gonna play a long order like a tune. Da 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 da. I don't know. They find the money.
They take the money and they confiscate it. Okay. So listen me, Mr. Andrew Wallace, Mr. Brogard. You just take down one church. Well, get millions of dollars a day. You don't have money can pay Pep Guardiola for even a half of football.
No, all I know. Favor said them want to come competition and stop pay Royal Reed. Maybe the millions of dollars from Royal Reed's salary can go towards getting a good coach to the JFF. Money out there. Petra Jam money. We still talk about that. If them discover the sun with them teeth, I mean we can use the money. Something we have to do something. We have to get a good coach. No, Topper in.
Yo, because Benta said Barca did well before Pep. He is not Barca's savior. They can't do well without him again. I tell you, Benta just hate Pep.
Hey, Benta don't like Pep. Yo, I say I can call out him. Him don't like Pep. But Benta agree. Xavi is the answer until he's not.
Everyone saying that will never happen. Talking about Pep Guardiola coaching Jamaica. Crime Minister saying somebody need to check Ballchat Halloween candy. I'm going to tell you some people.
It's spike. It is spike. I don't know.
Because if you watch the Ballchat watch along, I have a buckle a Hennessy and a buckle of Appleton. That is our Halloween candy at the Ballchat watch along. So come on, as we enter into football in our backyards, Ballchat Yard Ballers. Speaking about the players in our backyards, highlighting Jamaicans abroad and overseas and at home. Come on, talk to us about Jamaica Premier League, schoolboy football and our players.
So I can't touch on what I've heard about the Premier League in Jamaica. It is topsy-turvy. Internal information that has reached me is saying that we are short on cash. We are lagging on planning for the next season. Don't know if the next season will continue. And this is hearsay. I'm getting it. It has not been confirmed. But we're running into a bit of issues, which I find discerning because I thought we had over 100 million Jamaican dollars in sponsorship money. So for us to not have any money in the kitty is kind of weird. So we will see. So the schoolboy football, I think the last time I checked, it was a go. Plans are in place. They're having certain stadiums, certain venues. They're still working on logistics because that's going to be rough. Mm-hmm. Still no spectators. They're still trying to get all the players, all the coaches, and all the teams, back office personnel vaccinated to have schoolboy football kickoff. Because let us be honest, schoolboy football is bigger than the Premier League. Let's just call a spade a spade. So they're doing everything to make sure that it works. So we were upset that Brogard, the Honorable Andrew Holness, was saying that we would not have any fans in the stadium for the Jamaica versus USA World Cup qualification game. People argue, speed, what are you chatting enough, but we love you. Put some little pressure, and now there's a U-turn. So now Andrew Holness is saying that they will allow 5,000 spectators. A stadium, 30,000? I mean, are you allowing 5,000? Well, anyway, vaccinated spectators to come watch USA versus Jamaica. Don't know how the logistics working out on that. They're talking about having electronic tickets. So they're cutting out paper tickets. We don't know about that because this is the JFM, so we don't know that's going to work. So 5,000 lucky fans will go in to see the Reggae Boys, hopefully, the USA. Hopefully, we have Mikel Antonio. He had a good game today. Hopefully, he will be there to put a couple in the back of them net and make we in a good standings. Junior Robin Icons, I'm not so sure. Anyways, so Mikel Antonio's West Ham beat Leon Bailey's Aston Villa 4-1 today. Leon Bailey had his first start. Somebody messaged me and said he looked nervous. I don't know why he would look nervous. He's a professional. It wasn't that great. He got substituted, but I think Dean Smith made the wrong choice. I think he should have left Leon Bailey on the pitch with that pace. Then Damian Lowe scored one goal in a victory for his team. It was a good header. If you have not seen it, go on Twitter, you will see it. Curtis Tilt, who remember him, he had a goal for Wigan, and Wigan, won the game off 3 points. Jamal Lowe scored again today. Shamar Nicholson is on fire. He had a goal and assist for his club. I hope he brings it when he comes to play for Jamaica in the World Cup qualification. Michael Seaton had a hat-trick in a 3-1 win for his club. He is now on 7 goals and 3 assists in 10 games. Bunny Shaw started for City Women versus Chelsea Women in a cup game today, but she was substituted early. I'm not sure this coach is really keen and big on Bunny. We have not heard if she has an injury. And City went on to lose 3-0. Chelsea was ruthless. Chelsea Women were ruthless, and I think they're really on target to win the cup. They're very good. Nobody really scored in USL Championship. Everybody's resting. Most of our Jamaicans are in the postseason. I will have reports coming up for the playoffs, let you know what brackets they're in, who is playing, who's starting, who is advancing. But that's actually it for my yard ballers for today.
So I'm big up respect for the yard ballers. Come on, and just to piggyback on the comment about the national team and allowing fans into the stadium. Do you think that this is going to set a precedent where the Premier League and schoolboy football will be forced? I don't know if that mandate has come down as yet, but schoolboy football and the Premier League will have to have fans in attendance. No, if the national team can have fans in attendance, regardless of status. I know vaccination status, blah blah blah, but we know that can be doctored and faked, right? So is it fair to say we're going to expect to have full fans coverage or attendance at the lower level football?
No. It is easier to control fans at the national stadium versus controlling fans out some of these venues. You can't. I am from Spanish Town. You cannot control fans at Prison Oval. Let me tell you that from now. Waller scale, fencer scale, things are happening. So I don't think that the Premier League or schoolboy football or ISA will invest in getting, because you're going to need security. So they're not going to invest in security. You can't control the football fans, to be honest. So the 5,000 limited fans at stadium, I think it is controllable. I think it is more, as I said, controlled environment. They'll have security, but I don't think that they'll spring for security for the 4 or 5 venues that they have for Premier League or what they're going to have for schoolboy football. So I don't see, the numbers are going down. Let us be honest. But Andrew is upset that not a lot of people are taking up the vaccination, the vaccine. So the vaccination drive is stalling. So I do not think that Andrew will open it up to allow everybody to come. So no, I don't think that we're going to see that.
Yeah, and if in that case, then I foresee a lot of security issues coming down at these games, because it's going to be hard for you to tell a man, say, yo, you allow people to go national stadium, but them can't go here. So what's the difference? It's going to be hard. If that's the case, I foresee some unfortunate times coming. Benton, I don't know why Benton doesn't want to piss me off. Benton said, in a schoolboy football friendly, Dintil defeated Wolmer's 5-0. Bag up. Benton.
It was a friendly. It was a friendly.
So big up to all my fellow Wolmerians out there. Aggie Quad Geese. We good. We don't worry about the detail. We'll feel sorry for the St. Mary's side. We'll move on.
Hey, listen. So some of my friends are messaging me to tell me, say, I forgot the Premier League, the meeting that they had today was fiery. And what we heard is true. And so I think people will see it in the media coming out like a couple of days from now that things are not looking good. So it's interesting. I just don't understand. We get businessmen into these positions.
Come on.
Yes.
This is where we pull back the curtain a little bit of ball chat. Do we want to enter that conversation right now? Because, this will be breaking news for some people, right?
But I'm not really get the news. I give my views. This is my opinion.
You might as well get the news.
We don't know the news. It have to be confirmed. It has not been confirmed. Now we run out of time. But I'm just saying that we put all these businessmen in positions to help our business to improve, and they mess it up. They must mess it up. Or they even put women in them. I'm not even go on a soapbox. I'm not gonna because we can budget our money. We can ask the mother, if she can turn $100 into $1,000. Ask their mother, because she will tell you when you see it. But the money is joking. All this money and no league. Madness. But it's going to be out there either way.
I agree. Women know how to or can be generally more organized. But come on, I'm all about balance, So yes, give a woman $100 and she can give you $1,000. You know who else can give $100 and them can give you $1,000?
A good businessman.
Not necessarily a businessman, but a hustler.
But up here, hustler, in them place, yeah, and it not them hustle for themselves. It's just madness. Our football will not go anywhere because people are not investing in football. They're investing in themselves, and we see that. We see it on different areas. Next week, I'm going to talk to some of the other ladies out there, and we're going to touch on the lack of support for women football.
Yes.
It's women in football. So we're going to talk about that next week.
We're definitely going to do that. And big up to Benton. Benton also said, I thought Cameroon wanted a businessman to run the league. No, this.
I can't change my mind, sir. He bought Benton.
Why? Hey, Benton, I pull out some receipt. Real quick, Champions League returns this week. Any game this week that piques your interest? Come on.
That aside, I only want Chelsea bug up and kick up the Zenit. We like bug up and kick up. That's it. We don't want nobody else. We're good. We don't like them.
But on the player Malmo, why would you even...
Malmo DVD size. Zenit sometimes give a little problems. The Russian side, they want to kick up. Malmo is nobody. Who is Malmo? Junior, who is Malmo?
What hey. So come on, happy in our Chelsea jersey. So people, look out for it this week. Champions League return this week, and you're going to notice a time change on Champions League because in Europe they have already they're going to go to their what they call it, fall backwards. So we're going to get an hour ahead. So Champions League kickoff starts an hour later this week at 4:00 for the late game. The early game starting at 1:45. So look out for that. I know our time change. Couple weeks, right? Come on.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're
I'm not talking about Atalanta and Man U. Oh, I want to skate past that.
What? Okay. So what do you expect in the Atalanta versus Man U return game?
Atalanta got kick up Man U. I mean kick up.
You see how nice I am. I gave you that alley oop and you went ahead and dunked it. I really hope you scored because I don't think they're going to win. I don't think it's that big of a game, to be honest with you. I honestly think that when Ole is under pressure, he turns into a real coach, and he's now turned into a real coach where he's going to motivate the team the right way, and they're going to beat Atalanta.
Okay.
So I don't even worry about that. You can't go and worry about that. But people, look out for the Ballchat watch along. Ballchat watch along for the United States game. The next World Cup qualifications are in 2 weeks, I believe. The week of the 13th. So we'll definitely be having our watch along, getting ready for, I think Jamaica versus US is the first one. I could be wrong. I have to double check. I just brought that up. So look out for that, people. This Ballchat podcast, make sure you like and subscribe with us. Subscribe to the channel on the YouTube channel. Hey, I'm pulling my best Benton impersonation. What do you think, come on?
Not too bad. There's a little pep up.
Well, you got to pep up. We got to have pep up. I'm trying to be professional. You know, Benton talk professional. You know, I'm just trying to be professional over here. You know, just set the table just to make everything go hype and nice. But people, that's Ballchat Podcast. And you can follow us at Ballchat Podcast on Instagram, at Ballchat1 on Twitter, at Ballchat on Facebook. You can email us at ballchatpodcast@gmail.com. Subscribe to the YouTube channel right now. You know, but hey, I'm pulling my best Benton impersonation. Because, you know, Benton is a boaty. I have to be a boaty when I'm impersonating Benton. So make sure you like, subscribe, follow the channel. All the audio is available on wherever you get your podcasts, on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher. You can watch us on Twitch, YouTube. Tell a friend. Ballchat Podcast is where the vibes at. We talk world football every week. Come on, I ain't that enough.
Bless up. Bye.